I'll bring both of you to justice! Stop! Ow! Stop!
I have news for you, boy. Steady!
Ow! Stop! Stop! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Welcome to another Star Rail DPS Showdown. I've actually got a surprise for you today. I'm joined by none other than Doggo. He put together this entire video and he's been an absolute blast to work with. So let's give him a warm welcome and a big round of applause.
Hello, I'm God Doggos and I'm glad to be here. Hope you guys enjoy this video, man.
In this episode of DPS Showdown, his blade will be going up against my Imbibitor Lunae. Memory of Chaos 10's second half is the perfect battleground as neither of them will have an elemental edge over the other. We'll be taking the fastest clear out of 10 attempts for each, and you'll be happy to know that we'll be showcasing both of them at an achievable free-to-play level. You'll see their builds on screen here. Blade will be rocking an S5 Secret Vow, and Imbibitor Lunae will have an S5 Eon. The relic quality and trace levels are also very similar, so this should eliminate some variances. The current Turbulence buff spawns Trotters that give 2 skill points when defeated. This no doubt favors Imbibitor Lunae more than Blade, so we've made some adjustments to even the playing field. Imbibitor Lunae will be paired with Bailu as the team's solo sustain, alongside Tingyun and Pella. In light of Blade's lack of access to good supports, thanks to his HP scaling, we've decided to give him Bronya. Now, this should be reasonable since he doesn't benefit as much from attack buffers like Tingyun. Blade is also very skill point efficient and wouldn't be able to capitalize on the Turbulence buff unless he's using Bronya. We'll also be giving him Pella for the juicy defense shred and Lucha for sustain. While we try to make these showdowns as fair as possible, they are first and foremost created for your entertainment. I encourage you to make your own conclusions, but please don't take what you see as definitive evidence. Without further ado, let's get on with the show. Will it be the former High Elder of the Videodra or Blade? I can tell you who isn't winning though. I'm so sorry, Yanqing. Guy just can't catch a break.
Let's win.
I'm gonna be honest, I had a lot of unsuccessful clears because Tingyun and Pella, to no surprise, kept getting targeted and then taken out. I had Pella on a crit / attack build and then Tingyun on full attack, but it just wasn't happening. So I put them on full defense gear and it made these runs a lot easier. They might be doing less damage and buffing less, but it was 100% worth it. The strategy here is pretty straightforward. We're trying to maintain Pella's debuff on all enemies, and Tingyun is helping Imbibitor Lunae with her Benediction as well as her ult, refilling his energy. And we're also trying to target down one Void Ranger at a time, because not having Lucha here does hurt a little bit because we have less imaginary break, but it's not a big deal. We can still break one at a time, and that way we can avoid one of those big hits. One thing I'm staying away from is using Pella's skill. Even though we have the extra skill points, I'm trying to simulate this run as if we didn't have that Trotter Turbulence buff. And sometimes we need to actually use Bailu's skill to heal up the whole team, because Memory of Chaos 10 does a lot of damage and we won't be surviving unless we actually use some of Bailu's healing. You'll notice here that I'm trying to decide what to do. Imbibitor Lunae has full energy and I didn't want to waste any energy if they get hit, so I chose to cast that ult out of turn and then use Tingyun's ult. This way we can also advance everyone forward and take out that Void Ranger before he gets another attack in. Now, unfortunately, Pella has been stunned here, so we weren't able to maintain the defense shred on these Void Rangers, but it's okay. We probably would have been able to get this down in one cycle, and if you really wanted to optimize, I would start hitting the Trotters here, get the energy back, maybe farm some skill points if you're low, but we're not going to do that. Let's just proceed to the next part. Imbibitor Lunae, 2 cycles on the first half, pretty respectable.
And here we go with my turn. You guys just seen Artamo's first wave of clear, and yeah, I will be applying a similar strategy with Pella. Her build here is not even tanky, but I also don't have any damage on her, so the idea here is to just have as much energy and ult uptime on her as possible. But these 2 Void Rangers seem to do not like Pella not one bit, as we see the double target on her. But we do have a Blade with a skill and a heal, so we have more health to waste. And as Lucha uses his green goo, we have Blade now. How much will we do though? We're doing 40k, right? Which You know, he's not a burst damage dealer like Yanqing, so that's to be expected. But what I didn't expect is what happens after. We're doing 50k here, the follow-up did 120k. And followed by his ulti, which is not even an AoE, right? It's just a triple target hit, just like Yanqing's ult. We're doing 100k right here. That actually is very respectable for the fact that I'm using a 10k health, well not 10k, but close to 10k health blade. And he's still able to do that much damage. And as they both, well, one of them shoot Pella, just to show us how annoyed they are at Pella, I suppose. But we still have the ult with Pella, which I think I actually did a bit of a misplay here. I should have saved her ult. But you guys will soon see, the moment she shakes off her CC, I did use her ult. But either way, we have Blade. We have Bronya to give Blade an extra action here. Now, interesting thing here is that you'll probably see, I'm not sure yet, but in my mind, I think Yanqing in one turn would do what Blade would do with 2 basics, which is, well, it's a testament to how strong burst damage is, but in exchange, Blade gets pretty much infinite health points, you know what I mean? He will never ever die, not to these Void Rangers. And with Pella, I did use the ult just now, so I'm using her skill point because, well, I actually have too much skill point anyways. Not that Pella's doing too much damage, so I thought it was totally fine. We did do a very weak follow-up attack there, and that's probably because they don't have Death Shred on, and they keep targeting Pella, which I don't know how to feel about that. But either way, we'll get her healed up, get the cleanse in. Oh yeah, this is actually the ultimate that I should have saved, not the earlier one, guys. But I didn't actually save this. Just, well, I don't know why, but Blade should be able to make quick work of these 2 Void Rangers. I am gonna go ahead and do the basic into the ulti here. The damage here needs to be just enough for me to kill both of them, or else I'll be taking a whole extra turn. And as you can see, I kinda just didn't crit, like one of them. Did not do too much damage there, but this should be able... Yep, there we go. We are able to kill both of them. Kind of a waste with the follow-up attack, but we're good.
Not to worry, no Yanqings were hurt in the making of this video. We also got written consent from the general himself, and Yanqing performed his duties as a target dummy to perfection. As per the agreement though, Yanqing would be getting his justice, and he did many times over. You have no idea how many times he wiped Imbibitor Lunae and Blade's teams, so we definitely felt the wrath of the Cloud Knight Lieutenant this time. As for the actual showdown, Imbibitor Lunae and Blade are tied at 2 cycles apiece. It's actually a lot closer than we think, but let's see how this plays out against Yanqing. So, Imbibitor Lunae there, nice burst of 226,000 damage. We still have to be careful though, because he can drop us at a moment's notice. Luckily for us, we don't have any problems this time, because both of our Pella and Tingyun are rocking that tank gear. Also, Bailu deserves a lot of credit. Invigoration is actually pretty cracked, and I think with the A6 trace, allies with Invigoration take 10% less damage, so that helps out so much against a boss like Yanqing. Other than that, this is pretty straightforward. We're doing the same thing against Void Rangers, it's just one single target to focus on. It is a bit annoying if you don't take out the swords, and Yanqing doesn't have any weaknesses, so you can see a little bit less of damage output, but still close to 200,000 there. Man, Yanqing's attacks look so sick. I kind of wish he had some of those for his playable character, or if they added his swords as part of the action value bar, and he actually gets a follow-up attack every time it's their turn. That would be really cool, but yeah, maybe he's a 5-star. Maybe later down the line when there's something else, we get another Yanqing, maybe? Copium? Anyways, we are pretty much wrapping up here. We just need to make sure we don't get destroyed by Yanqing's powerful attack. And this will be a really nice Bailu showcase for all you Bailu fans. We use the skill to get all our energy back right before, get that invigoration going on all our allies so they take less damage. And look at that. We all have about 75% health remaining, and we should be able to finish him off no problem. Took 4 cycles in the second half.
And finally, it is my final fight against Yanqing. Urtambo just beat the crud out of him. Now it's my turn. So Yanqing will summon all these swords here, which I was hoping them would target Pella more, since that seems to be like the trend with all these enemies. But they did not. Only one of them did. So we did not get the ulti on Pella. And yeah, we are losing a significant amount of damage with this ulti with Bronya into Blade's Enhanced Basic. And it just so happens he'll have the ulti soon, right? We're doing 55k, which without Death Shred is actually quite insane. And the ulti goes down. Sadly, we did not crit on 2 of them, which is why we're not doing that much, and they are not Death Shredded as well. But with Yanqing's hit here, Pella can finally do her ulti. We are Death Shredded again, so that will be perfect for Blade. So now everything should be at its best case scenario. All we have to do now is to defeat Yanqing's sword, and out of nowhere, yeah, with this follow-up, he'll explode upon himself. So not only he gets bullied by anyone in the lore, he explodes on his own as well. So yeah, kind of, I don't know who's more suicidal, freaking Blade or Yanqing. But as you can see there, we got frozen on Blade, which is gonna be so annoying. Because in the end, we are pretty much barely gonna miss one turn that would have been used to just have enough damage to kill Yanqing. But now that we just lost that turn, we might just have one extra turn that we have to take with Yanqing at 1% health. That really just sucked, right, in MOC? We have like 1% health left and you just can't do damage. You have to take one extra cycle, but either way, we're doing Pella's skill, because we have too much skill point anyway, and she pretty much wouldn't, you know, matter too much. She doesn't do too much damage. I just need to Death Shred up, and we see Yanqing charging up the ulti. We're dunking our ult ourselves with Blade. The damage here on the single target says 42k, which I'm pretty sure, with my experience of using IL, he definitely does more. But here comes the ult, which I think showcases Blade's ability. Right here, you see Blade is more than healthy. If it was IL Dan Heng, he would have probably went into the red, or close to the red in terms of health. So that's how Blade, you know, differentiate himself versus IL Dan Heng. He simply can survive so much better. Like right now, I have no pressure in terms of healing for Blade. He's just such a safe character right now, although in exchange, I'm not gonna have burst damage as crazy as IL Dan Heng, right? Here comes the Enhanced Basic. We're doing quite a good amount of damage into the follow-up, 78k. Pretty decent stuff. And thanks for Bronya's advancement in, you know, her skill, we're going to take the extra turn. And we have our ult with Blade again. Here I'm considering to, well, just do whatever. We're going to keep getting a Death Shred on. It is about to just subside anyway. Reset the Death Shred. And Blade should be able to do his ult soon. We're healing him up because this ulti takes away his health until the 50% mark. So I healed him beforehand just to juice that little bit of damage up. And as you can see here, I am shy 5% off of killing him. And unfortunately, I have to go into the next cycle. Even with the break here, could not defeat him. Only a 2% left. Had I had Pella's ulti, or had I not get frozen by Blade, I would have definitely ended up with one cycle less. But either way, we defeated him, and now let's take a look at the stats.
While Blade valiantly fought for his own undoing, his clear time came just short of Imbibitor Lunae, 6 cycles to 4. And honestly, it was really close and almost got 5. It was a bit unlucky, especially with the freeze. You'll see some infographics on screen that show some of our run statistics here, but I wanted to point out a few things as well. Both Blade and Imbibitor Lunae had no trouble clearing the 2 Void Rangers. They were both able to cleave and break effectively. Throughout most of our runs, their clear times versus the first wave were very similar. What set them apart though was the fight against Yanqing. In a pure single target situation, Imbibitor Lunae came out on top. This may be unsurprising for a lot of you, but I still found it quite interesting. Blade is a skill point efficient and comfortable damage dealer, while Imbibitor Lunae is a lot more greedy as a cost for his power. Despite their differences, these characters are both very capable and made quick work of Memory of Chaos. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and big thanks again to Doggo. Make sure to check out his channel, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and that concludes our second Star Rail DPS Showdown. I will see you next time.